Hey, what's up, guys? Coming to you with a quick update on the trial of R. Kelly, the R&B singer R. Kelly. We're not going to get into it. And just to let you know, his trial is now over and the verdict is in. He has been found guilty on almost all of his federal charges in this particular case. Let's get into it and talk about what those charges are and what is to come for R. Kelly, right? I'm Nick Rekieta of Rekieta Law, a small law firm in central Minnesota. I'm a lawyer. I'm also a legal and political commentator. Wherever you're watching, go ahead, hit like, hit subscribe, turn on your notifications and all that stuff so you don't miss any videos, okay? So R. Kelly has been charged with one count of racketeering in relation to using a criminal enterprise to procure young, often underage women and force them into sexual encounters. That is the main charge, and there are 14 sort of subcharges that go along with that. And then he also had 9 additional counts of transporting a minor across state lines for the purposes of prostitution. Shockingly, this is super illegal, and you can't do that. And it's actually kind of an interesting case in a way, because in some states, the age of consent might be 16 or 17 years old. But federally, if you bring a minor, that's anyone under 18, across state lines for the purposes of engaging in prostitution, that becomes a felony. And in some cases, soliciting a minor to travel to a different state for the purposes of engaging in sexual activity, even if it's not prostitution related, can also be a felony, even if the age of consent were to be abided by under state law. Federal law doesn't allow you to bring a minor around to have sex with them to get around state laws. Shock, I know. It's weird. It's weird. But the other interesting part of this case is that also many of the women testified that they told R. Kelly that they were 18 or 19 years old and were in fact lying about their age. Now, some of them also went back on that testimony saying, that's what they initially told him, but after they'd been together, they informed him of their age, and he said that that was all good, and they should just keep lying. So, there's a little bit here and there, but the way this law works, the way sexual activities with minors works in the United States is, for lack of a better expression, buyer beware. It is, even if someone is lying to you about their age, you are culpable if you engage in sexual activity with someone who is not appropriately aged. That is just how the law goes. It is strict liability. Lots of people think that there are unfair aspects to that, and that is certainly an argument that could be had. But in this case, R. Kelly has been found guilty of his racketeering charge. And remember, they had the 14 subcharges. They were able to find him guilty of 12 of those subcharges on the racketeering. And then of the 9 additional charges, he was found guilty of 8 of those. So not a good day in court for R. Kelly. And now we will wait for sentencing to see what happens to him. He faces potentially something like life in prison, but more realistically, probably several decades in prison. He is in his 50s, and so any significantly long sentence would probably be a life sentence in effect, if not in the legal wording of it. So we'll have to see how that happens. I just wanted to give you guys an update on what was going on with R. Kelly. He is not going to be a very happy person. His defense team is talking about a potential appeal. They say justice has not been done this day. And of course, the alleged victims of R. Kelly are all very happy with the result. With that said, R. Kelly still faces trials in Minnesota and Illinois, and I think even another state, and those trials will all potentially carry additional prison time if they're able to prove it. Those trials are CP, child inappropriate videos, because R. Kelly is accused of recording basically all of his sexual encounters with these underage, now young women. who are, they're now of age, but at the time that he was engaged in this activity, they were not. And since he has been accused of making those videos in various states under testimony, you know, there is some support for the idea that he will be found guilty. And of course, if the feds have their hands on any of the videos, he's super toast. That would not be good for R. Kelly. And would, you know, that would probably amplify anything he's facing into a full-on life sentence. So we will see how this plays out. I'll be watching, but I wanted to give you an update. Drop a comment down below. Tell me what you think about R. Kelly, or about the charges, or about the criminal justice system in general, or about how much you hate my hair. Whatever you want, I'll talk to you soon. Have a good day, guys. Peace. Peace.